Hi everyone, welcome to Vivi's Corner of the Internet. I'm Vivi, and in this video, we're going to be talking about Netflix and how they have decided to bend the knee to the LGBTQ community and remove the LGBTQ tag from their latest series, Dahmer. I could not believe the amount of backlash that came out from this just because this series got tagged with the LGBTQ tag. Apparently, people forget that Jeffrey Dahmer was gay. He targeted gay men during his murder spree, and they just want to disregard the fact that there are bad people in the community. Mind you, there are bad people across all different types of community regardless of sexuality, race, whatever the case may be. There are bad people in all the communities. You can't just pretend that they don't exist and just acknowledge the positive people in your community. No, don't do that. Don't disregard the bad people because they do exist in the communities. Let's get into this article here on Yahoo. Netflix removes LGBTQ tag from Dahmer series after backlash from viewers. Netflix quietly removed the LGBTQ tag from Ryan Murphy's Dahmer series after receiving backlash from viewers. Following the release of Monster, the Jeffrey Dahmer story, the true crime show about convicted serial killer Jeffrey Dahmer, played by Evan Peters, on September 21st, viewers slammed the decision to categorize it under the tag, calling it gross and wrong, as first reported by the Los Angeles Times. People, he was gay. He targeted gay men. You can't just pretend that he doesn't exist. Like, he existed. He was gay. People want to pretend that didn't happen. And it's so annoying and frustrating when they want to do that. Here are some Twitter users that complained about that tag. If I need to stay in my lane, absolutely tell me. But anyone else think it's pretty gross of Netflix to list Dahmer under LGBTQ, especially when the true crime tag would have worked? Right here. LGBTQ tag. He was gay. Nah, Netflix wrong for filing Dahmer under LGBTQ crying emojis. Okay. One TikTok user lamented that while it is technically true, given that Dahmer was gay, this is not the representation we're looking for. Are you kidding me? Really? The bad people exist, whether you want to believe it or not, whether you want to acknowledge it or not. There are bad people in all different types of communities. You can't ignore it. Stop it. That means you're just ignoring reality altogether. The series chronicles Dahmer's murderous spree and dismemberment of 17 men and boys between 1978 and 1991, many of whom were people of color. Also starring Niecy Nash, Richard Jenkins, and Molly Ringwald, the retelling has been billed as a series through the lens of the victims, but some of the victims' families do not agree. Rita Isbell, the sister of one of Dahmer's victims, Errol Lindsay, condemned the adaptation in an essay for Insider published this week. Isbell's emotional victim impact statement delivered in court at Dahmer's 1992 sentencing was recreated in the series. I was never contacted about the show, she wrote. I feel like Netflix should have asked if we mind or how we felt about making it. They didn't ask me anything, they just did it, she continued. When Isbell watched some of the show, she wrote, it bothered me, especially when I saw myself. When I saw my name come across the screen and this lady saying verbatim exactly what I said, it brought back all the emotions I was feeling back then. She went on, I'm not money hungry, and that's what this show is about. Netflix trying to get paid. I could even understand if I could even understand it if they gave some of the money to the victims' children. Not necessarily their families. I mean, I'm old. I'm very, very comfortable. But the victims have children and grandchildren. If the show benefited them in some way, it wouldn't feel so harsh and careless. It's sad that they're just making money off this tragedy. That's just greed. Unfortunately, that's how Hollywood works. Hollywood, they like to make any sort of entertainment really, and they will use and reuse properties over and over again. There's hundreds of different Jeffrey Dahmer documentaries out there, along with Ted Bundy, John Wayne Gacy, and all serial killers alike. And that's how Hollywood does things. They don't really take into consideration the families that have been affected by these serial killers. And I do feel for those families that had victims that were victims of Jeffrey Dahmer. I totally respect that. And maybe Netflix could have done something, but In all honesty, I highly doubt Hollywood really cares about anybody. They just want to make money producing any sort of content that they can. Lately, it's been very woke content that everyone is against, but they will do whatever they can to make some sort of money because that's what Hollywood is all about. Lindsay's cousin Eric Perry also condemned the adaptation on Twitter. It's re traumatizing over and over again. And for what? He wrote. How many movies, shows, documentaries do we need? Again, I sympathize with the victims from Jeffrey Dahmer and the families of those victims. I sympathize with them, but in actual, like, the main thing here is the fact that Netflix bent the knee to remove a tag that was, in all honesty, appropriate for this because, again, Jeffrey Dahmer was gay. He targeted gay men, mostly gay men of color, but still gay men. And that's just how it was for his murderous spree. Unfortunately, people don't want to accept the fact that there are bad people representative in their communities and just think, oh, our community is all sunshine and rainbows and all that stuff. When in actuality, there's a lot of bad people in a lot of these communities. Let me know what you guys think about this backlash in the comments below. Thank you so much for checking out this video and visiting my little corner of the internet. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like, share it out, and subscribe to the channel for more content like this. I'll catch you guys in the next video. Have a great rest of your day. Bye!